It's almost time for the 2023 KSAT Pigskin Classic. This year will be even bigger than last year because we've added an extra night of football. There will be one game Friday, August 25th, and 3 games on Saturday, the 26th. Tickets are on sale now, and KSAT insiders can get the VIP experience with the best seats in the house. You also get to hang out with us, KSAT staff. Just scan the QR code on your screen for more information. Can't wait to see everybody out there. Ahead the next hour of Good Morning San Antonio, fentanyl is the #1 killer of Americans 18 to 50. Why experts say right now is the best time to have a tough conversation with your own kid or kids. Plus, San Antonio fire investigator believes someone started 3 fires on the west side this weekend. What people who live there are saying about a possible suspect. And we're still tracking those flashing lights, 410 at Villa Main. Stephen Cavazos is on the case. We'll be back. This morning on GMSA, a 3-story apartment building was destroyed last night on the northwest side. What we've been able to learn so far, plus.
When you tell people, I'm a snake hunter, what's their first reaction?
You're nuts.
Famous Florida Python Challenge is back for its 10th year. Why snake hunters from all over the country are making their way through the Everglades swamps this week.
Outside with live cam, 79 degrees out at the airport, and another very, very hot, dangerously hot temperatures throughout this work week.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you at 6 a.m. on your Monday, August 7th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. And, you know, even though we stayed indoors most of it, even just coming back to our car, my daughter was like, it's hot. I'm like, hey, be careful. It's been sitting out there for a couple of hours.
It is the hottest time of the year. We're kind of locked into this pattern, aren't we, Mike?
Yeah, all week long. And when you talk about the hottest time of the year, the average high is 97. I mean, we're going for 105 all week long. That's where we were yesterday. So when you're 8, in some cases close to 10 degrees above normal. So speaking of cars, just be extra careful with everything. I mean, your body, fire danger, you know, it's just, yeah, this is not a good situation, and it's not going to improve this week. We've got a lot of clear skies out there, right? It's going to be a spectacular sunrise this morning. 76 Kerrville, Comfort, 80 Canyon Lake, 77 right there at Randolph. Humidity is there. It's actually down maybe a hint compared to this time right around Friday. Dew points low 70s, 74 there, Randolph, New Braunfels, Canyon Lake. And so heat index readings, 85 Canyon Lake, 81 at Stinson, 83 Castroville. We do have a low amount of mold. The updated count is going to come out to about 7:30 or so. Heat advisories and excessive heat warnings. That pinkish is the excessive heat warnings covering basically all of the metropolitan area, all the way up through Austin and off to the east. That's where your body just can't really cool itself all that well when we have those temperatures that are going to be about 105 and even higher than that. And then we do have the red flag warnings that are in effect. And as far as these 2 graphics, this one and the one about the excessive heat warnings, I don't see any reason why we're not going to be showing those each and every day this week, that they will be reissued, because there are no changes in the forecast each and every day. We're going to make it up to 92 today at noon, and then we jump up 13 degrees between noon and the afternoon high temperature. That's as the air dries out a little bit more. So we still have some humidity hanging around here by noon, and then all of a sudden that humidity drops off, and that allows temperatures to kind of spike there in the afternoon. So yeah, 105 later on today. Get used to seeing that number. We'll take a look way down the road, see if we can see anything that looks like a change. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, what's going on?
Well, we still have that problem over here, Mike. 410 at Villa Main. Unfortunately, guys, things just seem to be getting a little bit more, getting a little worse out there, I should say, for drivers, because we do see only the left lane is getting by at this time. Now, this crash has blocked 2 lanes of traffic according to TxDOT, but from what we're seeing from this TransGuide view, as first responders are out there, traffic has been pushed off to that 1 lane, trying to navigate through this situation. As mentioned earlier, it's tough to see how many vehicles are involved, and that's still the case, but if this crash remains when the sun comes up, we'll get a clearer picture and see what exactly took place and how many vehicles vehicles may be involved. But as always, let's hope everyone's doing okay. Now that it's 6 a.m., we're seeing a little bit more of that buildup out there in the eastbound lanes of 410 as you approach Espada Road. Be on the lookout there. I've had my eyes on that for the last half hour or so, but we'll give you an update as soon as we know that things get better out there. Wide look, though, now at our map. Thankfully, there's not a lot else going on this early in the morning. We see a lot of that construction that we can look forward to a little bit later today. Thankfully, none of it is slowing folks down at this hour if you are heading into town. 37 northbound is a pleasant drive from Pleasanton with 30 minutes to the Alamo City. US 90, guys, right now's the time to hit the roads. 30 minutes if you have to get to the downtown area from Castroville. We did have some closures out there overnight. Since then, those lanes have reopened. Along I-35 northbound, the arrival from Lytle should take you about 17 minutes to get here to the Alamo City. But watch out if you approach 410 at Villamane. Again, we still have this crash that's been reported. Only the left lane gets by, and you can see it right behind me from TransGuide. I'll keep a close eye on it, and we'll have another update coming up in the next few minutes. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. This morning, not much is left of a 3-story apartment building on the northwest side that was destroyed due to a large fire last night.
San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood tells KSAT it started just before 9 last night at the Frederick Apartments on Gus Eckert Road.
That's near Fredericksburg Road. Our Camila Juarez has a breakdown. What happened overnight?
We're here at the Frederick Apartments off of Fredericksburg Road. It was a 3-story apartment building that is now burned to the ground. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood says that firefighters had many challenges with this fire.
This is a 3-story unit building, and so we have lost this whole building. So as you can see, the fire behind us, it was really advanced when we got here. We had challenges with the wind. We had challenges with the elevation, and we had water issues, supply issues, as far as trying to get water on this fire. Right now, we're reporting that the building has not been cleared completely, so we're going to have to go in at some point in time and do a secondary search on that 3rd floor and the rest of the building. At the advanced stages of the fire, we were unable to do that and had to go defensive immediately. We have evacuated everyone, and we have VIA buses that are going to come out, and we can put them in.
Because of this fire, a lot of people have been displaced, and San Antonio Fire is looking for a place for them to stay tonight. Camila Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
New details this morning regarding the investigation into the shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde last year. The head of the panel looking into whether or not law enforcement's inactions may have led to the deaths of any of the victims tells ABC News his panel has not received autopsies or any of the hospital or EMS records from that day. Dr. Mark Escott, who is the Texas Department of Public Safety's chief medical officer, tells ABC News that while they have DPS records, those medical records have not been handed over despite requesting them last fall. Records obtained by ABC News show that Escott has tried to set up meetings with District Attorney Christina Mitchell only for her to delay that. Mitchell has refused to release any records connected to the shooting, citing the continuing investigation.
In morning headlines, the clock is ticking for former President Trump's attorneys. They have until this afternoon to file their response to special counsel Jack Smith's request to prevent Trump from talking about the case. In his request, Smith argues Trump could use his social media to, quote, disclose evidence or even intimidate witnesses as prosecutors and Trump's defense prepare for the trial of the 2020 election interference case. Federal prosecutors say the protective order request is commonly used in federal courts and that Trump's team can request to modify it at any point during the case.
The famous Florida Python Challenge is back for its 10th year.
And that has got snake hunters from across the country flocking to Florida to catch some monster snakes.
ABC's Andrew Denver met with 2 python hunters who are not afraid to get down in the dirty in the weeds.
Looking for a Burmese python.
For Peggy and Beth, hunting pythons in the depths of the delicate Florida Everglades is too important a job to neglect.
The trick is to not hesitate. Get right up on it, assess the situation, find out where the head is, find out what direction it's moving, and grab it by the neck.
One of the largest snakes in the world, adult Burmese pythons caught in Florida average between 6 feet and 9 feet in length, the largest ever captured, measuring in at 18 feet long.
Have a lot of muscle. They're very, very strong.
With an appetite for mammals, birds, reptiles, and even alligators, this particular breed of snake is having a devastating ecological impact, wreaking havoc on the critical warm wetlands of South Florida. With no known predators, their threat to other wildlife and the sensitive Everglades ecosystem has left conservationists with little other choice but to hunt them down. And so the Florida Python Challenge was born. Now in its 10th year, the 10-day competition calls on both professionals and novices to hunt for one of the largest snakes known to man, in hopes of restoring balance to the fragile habitat and, of course, cashing in on more than $30,000 in prizes.
The real point of the challenge is to raise awareness about invasive species and their negative impacts they're having on Florida.
We tagged along with veteran python hunters Peggy and Beth in search of these snakes.
When you tell people, I'm a snake hunter, what's their first reaction?
You're nuts.
The gigantic species of snake is native to Southeast Asia, but the exotic pet trade brought them to the other side of Earth, South Florida, where they've exploded in population, endangering this vital stretch of warm wetlands.
You don't have any place on the planet that's like this. And, once it's gone, it's gone.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, the Florida Everglades.
And looking ahead, most cell phones in the U.S. will be part of a nationwide emergency alert test this fall. FEMA and the FCC have scheduled the drill for October 4th at 1:20 our time. You can expect your cell phone to receive an alert that reads, "This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed." Now, the test message may pop up in Spanish depending on your settings. The reason for the test is to make sure all systems are prepared in case a national emergency needs to be sent out to the public.
Okay, October 4th, got it. Happening today is first day of school for the Edgewood Independent School District. That district is in the heart of our city's west side, so be aware school speeding zones in the district will be in effect, and keep an eye out for buses making frequent stops this morning and again this afternoon. It's also the first day of classes for Livernia ISD. We hope you guys have a great school year.
Yeah, good luck to those students. Time now, 6:10 and 79 degrees for now.
After the break, fentanyl is the #1 killer of 18 to 50-year-olds in the U.S. Why experts say right now is the best time to have a tough, honest conversation with your children about the deadly drug.
And for those students going back to school today, looking out with live cam for now, you're okay, but bring plenty of water for your afternoon school day. We'll be right back.
This is inhumane. This is unacceptable.
It's over 100 degrees outside, but inside the walls of Texas prisons, it's even hotter.
There are people dying in their 30s.
During the hottest part of the day, I feel dizzy, see stars, and feel like I'm going to vomit.
Do you know that the dog pounds even have air conditioner? But the state of Texas prisons don't? That's pretty sick.
Watch the full story now on these streaming platforms.
Just about 6:15. Welcome back on your Monday morning. As you prepare for your kids to go back to school this year, experts say you need to put a tough conversation on your checklist to educate your kids about fentanyl.
Fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin, and an amount the size of a pencil tip can be deadly. And it has made its way into every other type of drug without users knowing it.
As Courtney Freeman reports, both a grieving mother and a substance abuse expert say it's time to be honest with your children.
Danica Summer Caprosi was 17, about to graduate high school with the full life ahead of her.
She's allergic to certain foods that was causing her body pain.
Her mom, Veronica, said Danica may have tried to self-medicate with pills she got through Instagram.
So she took what she thought was a Percocet and did not wake up.
She died July 20th last year, and since then, Veronica has been on a mission
to save a life so other mothers are not sitting here in front of a camera telling their story of their child.
Her advocacy has landed her in front of Governor Greg Abbott, State Rep John Lujan, and has her visiting schools educating students about fentanyl.
Is the #1 killer of 18 to 50-year-olds in the United States.
It kills over 150 people a day, the same number that fills an average commercial airplane. Peter Pereno is the CEO of Burning Tree Programs, running substance abuse facilities in Texas. Fentanyl has overtaken his work and personal life. He lost a close friend to fentanyl just last week.
Got some pills off of the street, which he didn't think was fentanyl. And, he's dead. I had a friend a year ago, was on medical marijuana, ran out, went and bought some marijuana off the street. It was tainted with fentanyl, and he died.
He says it's now laced into every type of drug, and that's what he tells his 16-year-old son.
You don't want to try and scare your kids. You just want to provide them with the facts, right? Every time they use drugs, they're rolling the dice. They're playing Russian roulette.
Talk to them. Be sincere. Don't yell at them.
They both say every teenager should be carrying Narcan with them so they can help reverse an overdose if they see one.
I need parents to talk to their children because they need to hear me, hear my cries.
That was our Courtney Friedman reporting.
And in time now, 6:17. Let's check back with Stephen Cavazos to see how the roads are looking.
Better news out here, guys. 410 at Villa Main. We had a pretty serious crash out there that was causing issues for drivers navigating through those eastbound lanes of 410. Now we're seeing that things are still busy, but I'm no longer spotting those flashing lights, so that's good news to report out there. But as I mentioned earlier, it was a very difficult shot to make out exactly how many vehicles were involved in this crash and if paramedics were on the scene. We hope everyone is doing okay, but the good news is traffic's looking a lot better. Just trying to still some of the residual congestion that we see along 410 eastbound right near Espada Road. Earlier, 2 lanes were blocked, and it does look like things have since reopened. So we'll find out exactly what happened there, but it's better news to report. Giving you a wide look at the map, it's quiet right now, but we know a lot of those kiddos are getting ready, at least over at Edgewood ISD, for that first day of school. Here's a quick reminder for you. Bus passing rules, guys. Remember, if you are traveling in both directions and you see that stop sign with the flashing lights pulled out, you have to stop. Now, the same rule does also apply if you're traveling through an area that has more than 2 lanes. Just make sure you stop behind that school bus. And if you're driving in the opposite direction, make sure to come to a complete stop. Rules are a little bit different as we take a look at this divided highway. Remember, if you are still behind that bus, you do have to come to a complete stop, but just remember to slow down if you are driving in the opposite direction. We want to make sure the kids could get to class on time, but always safely. So we'll be seeing those school buses, I'm sure, over the next few weeks back on the roadways. So our morning commute may get a little bit busier as people return to class, or students return to class, and the parents get used to the morning routine again. So I know Rooney's excited about that, right?
She is. She starts next week. A lot of kiddos start next week as well. I'm reminding her, hey, this is an adjustment. We need to start going to bed earlier because you have to wake up earlier.
True. And think about, along what you were saying with school buses, maybe some of the schools school zone lights haven't.
You're right,
flashing.
and make sure they're probably going to be testing them too. To make sure
so if you see those lights, just be on the lookout for it. So.
Absolutely.
All right, take a look outside, and I don't have a picture for you, unfortunately. Wi-Fi failed me, but what we can talk about is the Atlantic Ocean and the Atlantic Basin as far as the tropical systems or the lack thereof. Nothing showing up right now. There's a couple of chunks of clouds down here, right there along the intertropical convergence zone coming in off the coast of Africa, but nothing that the Hurricane Center is flagging as of right now. And we are obviously just about a third through the hurricane season. Goes all the way through the end of November. And of course, the peak of that season is right in the middle of September, and then it begins to tail off. So we're still, things are kind of getting warmed up, if you will, as far as the tropical season is concerned. So we're definitely not out of the woods as of yet. All right, beautiful sunrise on tap right now. Absolutely gorgeous out there. If it would just stay like this all day long, especially temperature-wise. 80, 75 Bandera, 80 Canyon Lake, 78 down the road at Stinson. And throughout the rest of today, we may drop a degree or 2 here or there at the airport and then warm up back up through the 80s very quickly. 92 at noon, 96 at 1 o'clock. We'll still have some humidity, and that's been the problem right around early afternoon as temperatures are getting up into the mid and upper 90s. That's some of the highest heat index readings, but then it does drop down, and that's why temperatures then spike in the afternoon, get up to a 105 for a high later on today. And looking at this picture, once again, we've got the high sitting on top of us, everything up there to the north, including some fairly decent storm systems. Everything is moving basically straight west to east, and we're starting to get into the sort of early fall pattern of having some fronts move through the northern tier of the United States. And sometimes those like to try and drift a little further south, but that high that's sitting on top of us just is not going to allow that to happen. So therefore, They stay at 105 every single day this week. The records are either going to be close to, tied, or broken every single day this week. And perhaps by next week, about Tuesday, Wednesday, there's little fluctuations here and there. A couple of extra clouds, hold temperatures down a few degrees. But again, that's still 8-9 days away. So we'll have to keep our fingers crossed and wait and see on that.
Yes, clouds sounds awesome though.
So even if we won $1.55 billion, we can't buy a raindrop around here, right?
No, but you can take a whole bunch of people and go to cooler climates. So
That is also true.
Yeah.
I will take you for a day if I win. So.
Thank you very much, Mike. Very generous. 622, 79 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Introducing Ned's Plaque Psoriasis. He thinks his flaky red patches are all people see.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis. It can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking with no routine blood tests required. Doctors have been prescribing it for nearly a decade. Otezla is also approved to treat psoriatic arthritis. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can happen. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Some people taking Otezla have depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur.
With clear skin, movie night is a groovy night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look at your consumer headlines this morning. 2 new features are coming to Threads. A web version of the new social media platform is coming soon. It will also get a more comprehensive search function.
YouTube Premium is also getting a new feature. A 1080p playback option is coming to its website. This feature is only available for those that are subscribed to YouTube Premium.
And Google is now offering a grammar checking tool. Yes. This new tool uses AI to analyze for grammar mistakes in any sentence. For now, only English is available.
And the time now is 6:25 and 79 degrees for now.
Still ahead at 6:30, we're tracking the latest on a weekend wildfire that erupted up in Hays County, where containment is estimated right now, and crews are working around the clock to slow down those flames.
And the new Mayor Bernie joined Leading SA this weekend. What he's saying about leading his community's rapid growth in a positive direction.
And checking the roads with TransGuide as the sun is now working its way up on our early Monday morning. If you're headed out for the first day of classes today, we wish you a fantastic academic year.
My grandma lives next door, so we were like worried that the flames were going to spread over here.
Right now, GMSA San Antonio fire investigators believe someone started 3 fires on the west side this weekend. What people who live in that area are saying about a possible suspect.
Plus, a 3-story apartment building was destroyed last night on the northwest side. What we've been able to learn from the scene and what neighbors are telling us this morning.
And of course, we all know it's tender, dry out there. Wouldn't take much to cause big problems to continue here in South Texas. Mike's forecast is coming up as we take a look at your Monday morning sunrise.
And good morning. It is 6:30 and it is Monday, August 7th. We hope you have plans to stay cool today because you can see the sun's already coming out.
We have a couple of districts starting school today. We wish you the best. We've got a whole bunch more openings coming up in the next 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, they'll be busy going back to school and kind of scattered throughout this week and next week and the following week.
And boy, it's not going to be fun to walk home from school today at recess, you know, anything like that, or band practice, football practice, because it is going to be just brutally hot again today, like it was yesterday. 105 tied the record, and we're going to be talking about that all week long as far as the individual daily records. Gorgeous start this morning, no argument there, but it is definitely on the warm side. We are 4 degrees above normal right now at 80, dew points at 72. So yeah, we've got our morning humidity around there. Winds out of the southeast, 10 miles per hour, and all around the area, temperatures are a few degrees above their respective normals. 73 Rio Medina and Bernie Stage, 2 of the cooler spots, if you will. And then humidity, yeah, it's up there around Canyon Lake, New Braunfels, Randolph, down around Pleasanton. So we do have heat index readings up to 85 Canyon Lake, 84 out there at the airport right now. Mold's on the low side. The updated count's going to come out in roughly an hour or so. Heat advisories and excessive heat warnings through 9 o'clock tonight, and I think I'm going to be showing this graphic pretty much every day this week because nothing is going to be changing, and I unfortunately have a feeling I'm going to be showing this graphic every day this week with the red flag warnings that are in effect. And like Mark was talking about, the tinder dry conditions out there, and then we get the drop in the humidity late in the afternoon, so that's kind of a good news, bad news situation. Good news, little more tolerable in the shade, but the bad news is that then with the lower humidity raises the fire danger. Warm, humid this morning, and then 105 record high today. Current record is 104 for today, and like I said, new records or tying close to it each and every day. 105 the rest of the week for high temperatures, and by the weekend, still no relief in sight. Maybe by first to middle part of next week. We'll take a look way ahead coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, what's going on?
Well, the sun's coming up, Mike. Beautiful shot here at 410 at New Braunfels. Our friends at TransGuide really have been treating us whenever the sun comes up. Sometimes you get these really nice views. Obviously, traffic getting a lot busier out there along Loop 410 as folks are ready to drive off into the new work week or maybe getting ready to take the kids to school. Thankfully, it doesn't look like anything will slow you down in this direction, but just watch out. We did have some incidents reported earlier that did cause some delays in the early hours, like this crash at 410 eastbound at Espada Road. It has officially cleared from the TxDOT site, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this from our map here in the next few moments. But remember, there were at least 2 lanes blocked, and for a little while, there was a buildup of traffic out there. So better news to report, but still no word yet if there were any injuries. Wide view of the map does show that we have a lot of construction to look forward to this weekend. It does also look like a stalled vehicle may have popped up along our map along 35 southbound right there near that 410 interchange. So I'll take a closer look at that, find out how that could impact your drive time. But taking a look at these travel times if you're heading into the Alamo City this early in the morning, thankfully still green from Seguin along I-10 westbound with 30 minutes at this hour. Your trip from Livernia shouldn't take you too long either. 33 minutes if you're traveling along 87 northbound. And right now for our friends in Floresville, should be about a 29-minute commute if you want to get here to the downtown area. But it looks like you have a great sunrise here at 410 at New Braunfels. I'll keep a close eye on things, and I'll have another update coming up for you a little bit later on in the newscast. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio fire investigators are hoping daylight will reveal more about what caused a huge fire at a Northwest Side apartment complex.
It burned through an entire building, leaving about 20 families with little or nothing.
Katrina Weber is at the scene near Gus Eckert and Fredericksburg Roads. Do you have any idea what's happened to those families yet, Katrina?
Well, the last word we had was that the fire department was helping them to find a place to stay for the night. Now, we never did hear exactly where they ended up, but one thing is clear. They will not be able to come here and really call anything here home anymore. This fire had a head start on firefighters when they arrived before 9 last night. Flames were shooting out of the building here at the Frederick Apartments. Firefighters quickly made sure everyone was out of the building, then got to work on this massive fire. But it wasn't long before they realized that the flames weren't their only problem.
We had challenges with the wind, we had challenges with the elevation, and we had water issues, supply issues, as far as trying to get water on this fire.
The chief said the fire hydrants closest to this building were not working properly, so they had to try to pump water uphill from other hydrants nearby. All of that allowed the fire to keep doing its damage. And again, about 20 units burned. Many people here lost everything they owned, including their homes. The firefighters told us they believe that everyone did get out safely. They have had no reports of anyone missing, but they do plan to go ahead and make another search of this building a little bit later on today. And again, no word yet on what caused this fire. Reporting live on the Northwest Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. This is the second multi-alarm fire that SAFD responded to yesterday. Around noon, authorities said a person started not 1, not 2, but 3 fires on the west side, resulting in 5 buildings being damaged.
They say the suspect set 3 fires yesterday that eventually spread to 2 other structures. Neighbors tell our Camelia Juarez they believe they saw the suspect light at least one of those fires.
And when I was backing out my yard, I saw a guy
looking suspicious.
This neighbor who didn't want to be identified headed to the store, and when he came back, his yard was on fire. He then saw that suspicious person again.
I saw him go into the second house, the block house, and stick his hand through the window.
Smelled like a bunch of smoke.
Another neighbor, Ben Martinez, says he woke up to his grandma telling him to get out of the house.
You don't want to see something like that when you wake up, you know? So it's just, I mean, it's an unexplainable feeling, especially when you're right behind it.
Only several feet away from their home, a vacant apartment building was engulfed in flames.
You don't want nothing else to burn, so you just try to do whatever you can to get everybody out and be safe.
And that's what happened. Everyone made it out in time. Now San Antonio police are looking for the person or people they say set fire to that vacant apartment and 2 houses. Those fires spread to 2 other homes, leaving Nicholas Valdez and other neighbors on edge.
My grandma lives next door, so we were like worried that the flames were going to spread over here.
Fire crews put out the flames, but San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood says it was a close one.
With the high winds and this heat, we're very fortunate we did not lose a block.
Valdez hopes whoever is responsible is caught before more damage is done.
Put him in jail. I mean, that's, it's not right.
Camila Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
The medical probe into the deaths of those killed at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde last year is at a standstill. That's according to the man leading part of the investigation. DPS's chief medical officer, Dr. Mark Escott, tells ABC News that he has not received autopsies or medical records from that day, even though they were requested 9 months ago. Escott is leading a panel of doctors who are looking at whether or not any of the 21 victims killed that day could have survived had law enforcement moved in quicker. Responding officers waited 77 minutes after arriving at the school before moving into the classroom to disarm the shooter. We have more on this still developing story right now on KSAT.com.
On top of all these fires close to home, we have been monitoring a wildfire that's scorching 400 acres in Hays County. This morning, a Texas A&M Forest Service map says the fire is at 50% contained right now. It all started Saturday afternoon north of San Marcos on Oak Grove, which is still blocked off. One home was destroyed and about a dozen other homes were evacuated.
And saw smoke and she saw flames, and we could hear the crackling and the sound of it.
And the wind.
And the heat. We said, get the dogs, get out, get out.
And to stay on top of this fire and all the others, you can follow along for updates on air and online on our website at KSAT.com.
Looking ahead, a new episode of the Texas Crime Stories podcast is dropping tomorrow. Here's a look at what listeners can expect.
A serial killer who eluded justice for decades as he was in and out of prison since the 70s.
With his recent arrest and chilling admission of more murders, the investigation takes a new turn, reopening cold cases that could hold the key to uncovering the full extent of his gruesome crimes.
Join us as we dig deep into the past, present, and future of this haunting case, shedding light on the failures of the justice system that has left the families of the victims suffering.
Here's a serial killer that justice was not served. So there's a travesty of justice total in this case.
We unravel the disturbing details of a murderer who repeatedly slipped through the cracks of the justice system.
This is Texas Crime Stories, The Austin Caller, unveiling of a serial killer.
The full episode is out tomorrow. You can check it out on KSAT.com, our YouTube channel, or wherever you get your podcasts. Boerne is a city on the rise. The Boerne-Kendall County Economic Development Corporation states that the population of Boerne is expected to continue to grow at a very rapid rate over the next couple of years.
Mayor Frank Ritchie joined us this weekend for Leading SA to talk about how to grow the city in a good way.
Boerne Mayor joined us. We talked about a lot. We talked about the extensive growth that his community has seen. We talked about his first few months in office, him telling us he is not a politician, so what that transition has looked like. And of course, we talked about balancing the growth in Boerne. Here's part of our conversation.
Is how do we grow responsibly, right?
making sure that we have the proper infrastructure, making sure that our water conservation efforts are top notch, making sure that we build responsible and not overbuild. And so until we can handle our infrastructure and get that stuff moving forward, we're probably going to take a pause and slow down for a little bit. If I'm being honest with you, that's one of our priorities is making sure that we can handle any more growth at this time.
You can check out the full conversation right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. We have Leading SA every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. So guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
Thank you, Max. 641, 79 degrees.
Just ahead, a new school year can be an anxious time for teachers, parents, and students. How you can ease your child's fears before the first day of class.
6:45 on your Monday morning. Welcome back. As back to school gets underway today, we're shining a spotlight on Teach for America. It's a nationwide nonprofit dedicated to helping families and their children getting the best schooling they can. There's a San Antonio location that focuses on helping families in our area. Teach for America has been around for 33 years, and they focus on recruiting and developing educational leaders to teach in high need and low income areas.
Opportunity does not have a barrier for your zip code.
For this upcoming school year, Teach for America San Antonio is developing and coaching about 100 new teachers to help get kids a better learning experience in our city.
And since the start of the school year is just around the corner for many kids, your kids might start feeling anxious. So many kids may be feeling nervous about going back to the classroom, and that could be for a variety of reasons, from homework to talking with peers in sports. All of these are valid reasons for being nervous. So Teach for America San Antonio recommends you sit down with your child and talk to them about their fears.
Having that open conversation with the student or with the child will help ease any of the anxieties that we know, even as adults, have transitioning into something as big as the first part of the school year.
One way you can help ease your child's mind is helping them plan out their day so they know what to expect before walking through the school doors.
All right, so before we serve up a plate of weather, we need to get an extra helping of traffic.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I like that. I wish I had something that it would be beneficial to our viewers that they would like. Unfortunately, as we get a look here at TransGuide, things are moving along fine at 410 at New Braunfels, but it does appear that a crash may have popped up near 35 heading northbound. I'm trying to get some information for you right now, but it does look like it is a major crash that has impacted at least that entrance ramp there. So I'll work to see if we can get a shot from our friends over at TransGuide, but there it is on our map. You can see a little bit of a buildup that's taking place out in the northbound lanes of I-35. So if you're heading up toward Live Oak, maybe that 1604 area, watch out, because I'm starting to see a little bit of that buildup that could cause some slowdowns for your morning drive time. I've not spotted any other issues. We'll keep it pretty short here. Obviously, there's a lot of construction happening in our area. Just head over to ksat.com/traffic for a full list of all the current closures. But as we get a look around town, you see 35 Main, the upper and lower levels there. Things are moving, but we want to get a shot of that 35 at Judson. So I'll see if our friends at TransGuide can show us the conditions out there. But from what our map is picking up, there's already that buildup taking place. And 35, as we all talk about, is one of the busiest spots.
And imagine how traffic's going to be in about 3 or 4 weeks when everybody's finally all back.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. I'll be honest, I've had a pretty chill summer. It's like vacation for me too, but when you see more people out there. Yeah, it's going to get busy.
Your Super Bowl is coming, Stephen.
Yeah, pack some patience. I'll do the same.
3 weeks, I think. Yeah.
All right, the fire danger has been very, very high. We've had a lot of brush fires around the past couple of days, and some of those folks flying the Black Hawk helicopters there, thank you very much for that, with those giant buckets on the bottom that they drop in and fill up. And yeah, oh yeah, I didn't see the third one out there. So 1, 2, and there's the third one in line. So they are doing some great work out there. Just watch it, because obviously everything is just tinder dry, needless to say. All right, thank you for the KSAT Connect picture, by the way. Here we go into the basically third week of August, I should say, and about even odds of having normal precipitation in that time period, still staying on the warm side. And then the odds of rain maybe get a little bit better once we get into the middle of next week. but still going to be staying on the hot side around here, unfortunately. So maybe we get a little bit of a break in temperatures way down the road, though. Beautiful start to the day, and we've got our usual morning humidity, mid-70s Hill Country, 80 here in town, Castroville as well. We'll fluctuate a degree or two in the next hour or so, and then up through the 80s very quickly, already at 92 at noon, 96. Normal high is 97 degrees, so we're basically there early afternoon, and still some of that humidity early in the afternoon, which is why then it's almost tougher to be outside 1, 2 o'clock, and then finally the humidity will drop down and we'll hit 105 for high temperature later on today. Okay, all of the precipitation, all the weather is well up there to the north of us. If you've got any travel plans, by the way, here in the Atlantic seaboard and up to the northeast, check ahead because they're expecting some severe weather up there. Look at that, fall-like temperatures up to the north, and that high sitting on top of us won't move. All the activity is up there. We get those little disturbances, little fronts that are moving through up to the north already at this time of year, and nothing, as long as that stays in place, is going to allow anything to come down here. There are some indications that, again, next week we might see a subtle change with something trying to move on in here with a couple of more clouds, knock temperatures down at least to maybe the upper 90s, down to about normal readings.
Sure.
But again, that's still a wait and see situation for the middle of next week, but 105 till then.
I know you're trying to give us a little bit of hope long term, but be gentle. We've been hurt before.
I think he's trying to be.
And again, and that's the problem with trying, with speculating what's going to happen way down the road, because a lot can change between now and then. So.
Yes, it can, but we'll be hopeful.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. 650, 79 degrees.
And looking out there with live cam for now, yeah, like Mark said, 79, not too bad. The sun is out there, so be prepared for that heat again today. We'll be right back.
Happening today, first day of school for the Edgewood Independent School District. The district is in the heart of the west side, so be aware of school zones in the district. And also keep an eye out for buses making frequent stops starting today. It's also the first day of school for the Lavernia Independent School District.
And right now on KSAT.com, we have a complete list for back to school days across the Alamo City and surrounding areas. Each district is also linked to the approved academic calendar for the school year, which provides more details regarding student holidays and extended breaks. It's all online right now.
It's about 5 minutes till 7 right now.
Let's go ahead and check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, things have been moving along here along these TransGuide cameras just fine, but traffic's picking up. We have entered morning rush. A lot of you are waking up, having that cup of coffee, and probably have to hit the roads. If you're heading through 1604 at Pat Booker, shouldn't be a problem shot, and 410 at Villamane looks a lot better. Earlier, there was a major crash reported out there that was slowing folks down. Now, while there is no issues that TransGuide cameras are spotting just yet, be on the lookout here. We're getting ready to send a push alert out to your KSAT mobile app, so make sure you have those notifications turned on. 35 northbound at Weidner Road, we do have a major crash where we have 2 right lanes blocked, and I'm just checking right there. You can see that traffic's backed up to the 410 interchange. So again, right now that is a major issue for anybody traveling north along 35. But other than that, looks like things are pretty quiet, at least for right now, Mike Osterhage.
Thank you very much, sir. And a beautiful start this morning. Sun's going to be peeking over the horizon in just a couple of minutes. It's going to be gorgeous. 79 right now here in town. Castroville at 80. A lot of 77s on the map right now. We do have the heat advisories, excessive heat warnings till 9 o'clock tonight. The red flag warnings for the very high fire danger. We've had a lot of grass fires this weekend. Got to really be careful out there. 105 today. Going to set a new record, and it is going to stay just brutally hot all week long, all through the weekend.
Okay, and if Mega Millions is too big for you, don't forget Powerball tonight is only $145 million.
Only. Yeah, if you can handle that.
Good luck, Mike.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Have a great Monday.